People often believe they understand celebrity lives from headlines alone, especially when motherhood is involved. And for Hayden Panettiere, one decision became the center of years of painful assumptions. The claim that she abandoned her daughter, a word that carries enormous weight, and according to Hayden, one that could not be further from the truth. Because behind that public narrative was something much more complicated. A woman privately struggling with postpartum depression, addiction, anxiety, and emotional darkness while trying to survive mentally at the same time she was expected to function as a mother publicly. And eventually, she made a decision that many people never fully understood. She signed over custody of her daughter, Kaya, to her father, Vladimir Klitschko, not because she stopped loving her child, but because she believed it was the healthiest environment possible during a period where she herself was struggling deeply. And that distinction matters, because sometimes the hardest parenting decisions aren't about holding on. Sometimes, they're about recognizing when someone else can provide stability you're struggling to give yourself. One of the most emotional things Hayden Panettiere described was the cycle she found herself trapped inside. Depression, anxiety, alcoholism, substance abuse, and the exhausting fight to somehow climb back out of it while the world continued watching. That's the part many people outside mental health struggles often misunderstand. Healing doesn't happen instantly just because someone wants it to, and motherhood doesn't magically erase emotional pain either. Sometimes it intensifies it, especially postpartum. That's why Hayden's honesty matters, because she didn't describe herself as detached from her daughter. Quite the opposite. She described herself as a mother lion, someone who loved fiercely while simultaneously recognizing she wasn't in a healthy place emotionally. And that contradiction is painful. Loving someone deeply while also understanding you may not currently be the safest or most stable version of yourself for them. But instead of pretending everything was fine publicly, she made a difficult choice privately. And years later, she's still defending that choice against assumptions people made without understanding the full reality behind it. Because if there's one thing Hayden Panettiere made clear, it's that her daughter was never unloved. In fact, everything she described points toward the opposite. Care, protection, awareness. The constant effort to ensure Kaya felt emotionally supported despite the distance between them. And by Hayden's own account, Kaya is thriving, happy, healthy, surrounded by love, growing up with opportunities and stability while maintaining relationships with both parents. That's important context, because abandonment suggests disappearance, absence, indifference. But what Hayden describes is continued presence in a different form. A mother making painful decisions while still remaining emotionally connected and deeply invested in her daughter's well-being. And honestly, that's a far more complicated reality than internet narratives usually allow, because real life rarely fits into simple labels, especially around mental health, especially around parenting. And maybe that's the deeper message hidden underneath everything she shared, that sometimes the strongest act of love isn't pretending you're okay, it's making difficult choices while you fight to become okay again.